For this video, I am going to briefly introduce my mastery journal and why I chose Henry Ford as my historical master for this assessment. Throughout my next 12 months in Full Sail University education, I hope to become a master in my dream industry. My dream position for this industry path is to become a stadium operations manager. This requires the following expertise: excellent teamwork qualifications, excellent communication and organizational skills, possesses strong attention to detail in the sports venue before and after game days. One of the many historical masters Robert Greene outlined in his book Mastery was Henry Ford. Henry Ford became famous for serving as an example of being a revolutionary in the automobile industry. Ford created the Ford Model T car in 1908 and created the assembly line mode of production. As a result, he completely revolutionized the automobile industry and sold millions of cars, becoming one of the most profitable companies in that moment of time. I chose this historical master because I consider Henry Ford to be highly creative and outside-of-the-box thinker. Robert Greene outlines Henry Ford as a highly creative thinker and says in his Mastery book, Henry Ford imagined a whole different kind of business that existed at that time. He wanted to mass produce the automobile, helping to create the consumer culture he felt was coming. My personal mastery journal and professional experience, I consider myself to be failing on thinking outside the box and being more creative with my chosen field. Robert Greene also says, Henry Ford imagined something completely different. In his mind, he suddenly saw the cars moving and the men standing still, each worker doing a small portion of the job as the car moved from position to position. This also relates to my dream career position, a stadium operations manager. What I have learned from Henry Ford is that if you give power to your mind by channeling positive emotions, you can end up with amazing operational management skills. My dream position is all about operational management inside the sports venues and having a decisive and fast-paced team that will maintain the stadium at its best image, just like Henry Ford did with his vehicles. Moving on to my two questions, I would ask my master if he was here face to face. What inspired you to create a gasoline-powered carriage or car? Do you think your invention was successful as of today? Expanding in Chapter 4 on social intelligence, I will try and emphasize social intelligence in general when speaking face-to-face to Henry Ford, as I am trying to learn from a mind and ideology that succeeded 115 years ago in the automobile industry. Robert Greene says, social intelligence is the ability to see people in the most realistic light possible, reading their behavior in the moment, seeing what motivates them, and discerning any possible manipulative tendencies. Applying this way of thinking when interviewing others will get the most of them and will result in genuine ways of getting answers. Secondly, I would apply one of the two components to master this intelligence. First, we have the specific knowledge of the human nature. Robert Greene outlines in his book that this is the ability to read people and understand how they see the world. Applying this specific knowledge of the human nature will be appropriate when interviewing Henry Ford, since I am trying to understand the idea of car invention back in 1903. Moving on to the 7 deadly realities. For this final part in my video assessment, I chose 2 deadly realities according to Robert Greene's book, Mastery. I chose envy and laziness. Expanding on envy, I consider that I need to be careful with this deadly reality in my mastery journey, because I frequently compare to others in social media, which have gotten themselves a very nice job position, some of them younger than me, and this may become a negative mindset as I enter in conflict with my self-being and start questioning my own reality. But reflecting on this deadly reality, I have concluded that patience and determination is key to find my place in the industry and become a master in my chosen field. Impatience can be a very strong feeling that also leads and compares to laziness. This deadly reality has educated me that it is important to keep my guard in a professional environment, because there are people who like to take advantage and find someone else to do the heavier lifting for them. Thank you for your attention, and this is my video assessment for my mastery class.